Hey everyone, how's it going? Sports Cards 1991 back with another video. This one is going to be a little bit late. I've been doing it. Uh, Unfortunately, I was at the game for Houston, as you guys know, against the Falcons. Texans definitely showed up, so it made it a little bit late. I just finished. Um, Thursday game is just getting ready to get going, so hopefully I get it uploaded beforehand. If not, it will be right after, but haven't really looked much at it, so if you guys say Thursday doesn't count, whatever, I'm fine with it. But let's go over what happened last week. So, Rams Seahawks. I had the Rams winning pretty easily against the Seahawks. I had Cup going for 150. Wilson throwing 2 interceptions. Rams 29, Seahawks 30. They ended up winning by 1. Last second field goal missed. Little over 40 yards by one of the best kickers in the league. I was very surprised. Cup went for 117. Wilson 0 interceptions, 0-1. Unfortunately, it's going to be a lot of losses this week. And this game did really look like an NFC Championship game. It was a really good game, fought hard by both teams. And I agree with this. This is one. Usually I make fun of the teams when they lose, but it was such a tough game. It was a really fun one to watch. Next one, Jets-Eagles. Obviously, I didn't have much going on. I had the Eagles destroying them. They did. It was 6-31. Bell rushed for only 43. Ertz did have a touchdown, so 31-6, 1-1 record. And 1,001 chance to reach the Super Bowl. And of course, the ever so best Dumb and Dumber. So you're telling me there's a chance. Gotta love it. Next one, I had the Jaguars just barely beating the Panthers, even though the Panthers were at home, 21-20. Instead, 27-34. Leonard Fournette did rush for 108. Allen did not throw those 2 interceptions. If he did, it would have been a completely different game, and the Panthers would have lost. So, record 1-2. And another Kevin Hart meme. Like I said, he's my favorite comedian, so I always got to do it. Next one, I had the Vikings just barely beating out the Giants. My wife was at this game, so she was very excited. I had Diggs going off. A different receiver for them went off, not Diggs. So 24-20 is what I had it at. Instead, it was 28-10. Diggs only had 44 yards. Adam Thielen had 130. So it was Adam Thielen who went off. And Jones did have 1 interception. So record 2-2. And that's them after a loss. And that's probably going to be them again tomorrow after they verse the Patriots. So like I said, I was at this game. I was very excited. I thought we were just going to barely win. Anybody who watched the game, the Texans played amazing. They finally opened up the playbook for Deshaun Watson. He looked phenomenal. He looked like he deserved to be that number 12 pick. Ryan threw for 330. Watson 426, and Will Fuller had the best day ever. 217 yards, 14 receptions, 3 TDs. He went off. Record 3-2, and this might be my favorite one of the week. Why is this Falcons fan happy? He just saved $400 on playoff tickets. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to be making the playoffs this year. They're a really good team. They just keep falling short. Next one, Bucs Saints. I had the Saints losing. I had it being a really good game. I had the defense getting 4 turnovers for the Bucs, which is why they were going to lose. Obviously, anyone who watched the game, they saw that they didn't lose. Bridgewater only threw 1 interception. If he would have thrown 3, it would have definitely been a different game. Obviously, defense only got the 1 interception. Bucks are starting to score a lot of points. Jameis Winston is looking like a decent quarterback again. We'll see if it continues. So, record 3-3, and couldn't agree more. The Saints quarterback problem with Drew Brees out is not a problem. Bridgewater looks really good. He threw for either 300 or 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. He's looking really good. I didn't think he was going to look that good. His knee still looks shaky. He's not out of the pocket like he used to be, but he is actually a really good pocket quarterback. So, very different type of quarterback than what we used to see when he was a Viking, but getting the job done. Next one, I had the Titans just barely beating the Bills just because it was in Tennessee. Obviously, anyone who watched the game, this was a very, very bad game to watch. 14-7 is all defense. There was no offense at all in this game. In Tennessee, more E's than W's. They do not look good this year. Mike Vrabel might end up being on the hot seat. We'll find out. The Bills are now 4-1. Very surprising. Then again, they haven't versed too many good teams yet, so we'll see if it continues. Oh, and record was 3-4. So, like I said, that's gonna be a theme. I was under 500 for the week. It was not a good week for me. Next one, Cards Bengals. I had the Cards beating the Bengals pretty easily. Ended up being 26-23, so the Cards did win. Dalton did not get benched. He's got to get benched at some point in the season. The Bengals just look terrible. They're going to give their backup Ryan Finley a chance, I believe. Just not yet. Murray did throw for 253. Record 4-4. And I love this. One day, I'm going to be a real NFL quarterback. He doesn't look good. He had a decent game there, but he doesn't look good. He needs to... I think his time in Cincinnati just needs to be over, and he needs to become a backup somewhere. Patriots, Redskins, no need to talk about this. Obviously, the Patriots were going to destroy the Redskins. They did. Brady did throw the one interception through the 3 touchdowns. Quarterback ended up being Colt McCoy because of all their injuries. 1 interception for Colt McCoy, 33-7, record 5-4. So at that point, actually had a winning record. And we won the coin toss. One of the only things the Redskins might win this year. But to be honest, if I was them, I would lose out if they can. Start losing on purpose, get the number 1 overall pick, and start building around Dwayne Haskins. He needs people to throw to, and he needs a decent running back. Darius Geis is always injured. Adrian Peterson is past his prime. Jordan Reed, a guy that I went to high school with, is forever injured. I don't know if he's ever going to play another snap. They need a lot of pieces on that team. Getting a number 1 overall pick is definitely going to help that. Next one, I had the Steelers beating the Ravens. And in my opinion, they would have if it was not for that huge hit on Mason Rudolph. If anybody watched it, the NFL did a terrible job here. They should not have allowed him to walk off the field. Everyone's been commenting on it. It was a terrible job by the NFL. But anyways, 26-23 ended up being an overtime game. Steelers did end up losing in overtime. Jackson ended up throwing 3 interceptions. He does not look like the same quarterback from week 1 through 3. Connor only ran for 55, record 5-5, and Steelers look like a trash can. Bears Raiders, I was very surprised at this, as was many people. Raiders ended up taking the game. They scored 24. Defense had 0 sacks that game, which is unusual for the Bears defense. Usually they do really well. Carr threw for about what I thought him to throw it for. He is not a good quarterback. He's a game manager, and he's doing pretty good at that right now. So record 5-6. And Daddy, what's a quarterback? I don't know. Some were Bears fans. They've yet to have a good quarterback. Obviously, Mitch Trubisky didn't end up playing. It was Chase Daniels. Mitch Trubisky tends to be injured. I think that's going to be a theme, just like it was with Jay Cutler. And unfortunately, Jay Cutler might be the best quarterback they've had. So they have some issues there. Another really surprising one, no one had this either. I was looking at all the analysts. Only one analyst picked the Chargers to lose, and that's exactly what they did. They lost here to the Broncos. I was very surprised. 20-13, there was not much offense here. Font only went for 6 yards, 1 reception. Gordon, 31 yards. Record 5-7. And right now, the Chargers are not looking good, so I saw this. Anyone who knows, who understands this meme knows that Manti Te'o said that his girlfriend was in trouble. And then it ended up finding out he never met her, blah, 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 blah. So I like this. It's saying pretty much their playoff chances are imaginary if they don't pick it up. Next one, I had a pretty easy win for the Packers versus Cowboys. I still don't trust the Cowboys. I think they're really bad. Any team that they face that's anywhere decent, they just look terrible. Dak Prescott does not look like a $30 million quarterback. It was 34-24. Aaron Rodgers did not have a good game. He hasn't really had a good game all season. Zeke didn't do anything, 62 yards. Packers didn't end up winning, 34-24. Record 6-7. And anytime I could throw in a Texans meme for another team, it's amazing. So listening to Cowboys excuses like, yeah, about that. Next one, Chiefs Colts. Another one, almost no one had it going down. Chiefs looked terrible. Mahomes got stepped on. And after Mahomes got stepped on, it just looked horrible. Colts 19, Chiefs 13. Colts ran all over the Chiefs. So if the Texans are going to beat the Chiefs, that's exactly what we're going to need to do. We're going to need to run over them. So 19-13, Mahomes threw for 321. Brissett only threw for 151. Record 6-8. And yes, a lot of the Chiefs fans went missing from Facebook when that happened. No one was talking anything, and usually they're one of the biggest crap talkers. Last one, Browns 49ers. Another one I wasn't expecting. I was expecting a very close game with the Browns taking it out. Mayfield looks terrible. He literally threw for only 100 yards. How he's an NFL quarterback, I agree with all the memes. He is Johnny Manziel reincarnated. 49ers looked pretty good. Their offense is one of the best in the NFL, according to stats. So is their defense. I don't know, though. They haven't really versed anyone. But Breida looked really good. 114 yards. Record 6-9. And the Browns playoff hopes. RIP. So, like I said, week 5 results not good. Not bad week 2 through 5, especially after really bad, really bad week 5. I mean, that was just terrible. So 34-27 overall. I'll take that, especially having such a bad week. Week 6 predictions. So next one, obviously I have the Patriots winning here. I have Brady turning the ball over 3 times, whether it's interceptions, fumbles, anything like that. I just don't trust him. He is past his prime. He looks terrible. He just keeps throwing the ball 10 yards down the field. Thankfully, he has a lot of decent receivers who are able to make a play. If he didn't, his throw the ball down the field of reception right now, as far as percentage goes, is really bad. They're catching about 20%. I had looked it up just to be sure. I didn't think it was going to be that low because he was always one of the best down the field passers. He is not this year. It looks really bad. However, you cannot go against the Patriots in October. Their winning percentage is something like 91% in October. They just don't lose. And obviously the Giants, they have everyone injured. If everyone was healthy for the Giants, as far as their 2 starting running backs, wide receiver, Evan Ingram, the tight end, I'd have it a much closer game, maybe even the Giants winning, but I don't. So 27-17. Next one, this one's going to be in London. This was such a hard game to choose. I had no idea. I went with the Bucs losing by 1. It could be a tie. I know I was watching Madden. Madden had it going into overtime with the Panthers ended up winning. So I ended up doing the Panthers as well. I have Christian McCaffrey, who looks like an absolute stud. Probably going to be the MVP. I had Cooper Kupp at the beginning of the season, but I think it's going to be Christian McCaffrey. He just looks phenomenal. 200 yards and Winston throwing for 275. Next one, this is... I didn't even know... I didn't even want to comment on this one. Obviously, it's 2 terrible games. 2 terrible teams versus each other. Both want to lose. I think the Redskins are going to end up winning against the Dolphins just because the Dolphins are that bad. Rosen throwing for 275. Defense getting 3 turnovers. However, I wouldn't be surprised if they end up tying and that ends up being it. Obviously, both teams at this point probably just want to lose out and get number 1 pick. Next one, Saints-Jaguars. I like the Jaguars' defense. I don't really like their offense. I do like Gardner Minshew. I think he's pretty good. I think he's probably going to end up taking Nick Foles' job. I just don't trust him here. The Saints look phenomenal even without Drew Brees. So I'm gonna take the Saints here by 8, even though the Jags are home. I would not be surprised though if the Jags show up and end up winning. DJ Chark, I've going for 80 yards. If you guys do not know who he is or if he is available in your fantasy like he is in a lot of leagues, pick him up. The dude is a stud this year. Looking phenomenal. He is one of Minshew's top targets. Next one, Bengals-Ravens. I don't trust the Ravens. Ravens look terrible this year. They're so hot and cold. However, I do trust them against the Bengals. I will not trust them in the playoffs. But against the Bengals, I will take anyone over the Bengals. Bengals just look that bad. So 31-14. Tyler Boyd, who is their one bright spot. AJ Green, I think, will be traded for a first or a second round pick. I have him going for 75 yards for Boyd. And Lamar Jackson, I have him rushing for 120. He needs to get back to rushing because obviously his passing ability is lacking lately. Next one, Seahawks-Browns. Not much to talk about here. Browns are so hot and cold. They look really good one week, really bad the next. They're versing a really tough Seahawks defense. 35-17. I have it being a pretty easy game. Wilson throwing for 3 interceptions. Landry getting 100 yards. Next one, Eagles-Vikings. Everyone has this within 1 or 2 points. I think the spread is like -1. So it's a very close game. I do not trust Wentz. He likes to throw a lot of interceptions. He does not look like the same quarterback that he did a couple of years ago during his MVP run. So I have him losing 27-19. Still a pretty close game. Kirk Cousins, I haven't thrown him for 325. A lot of people say he's washed up. He's not worth the money. I agree. He is not worth that much money, but he's going to show that he's worth some money. He looked really good last week. I have a feeling he's going to have 2 really good starts in a row. I have Vikings winning it. Next one, it stinks to put this, but I have my team losing. I don't think the Chiefs are going to lose 2 weeks in a row. They looked pretty bad after Mahomes got stepped on. He has an entire week to heal up. Once he heals up, he's going to go back to the same Mahomes. He's going to throw for 400, 450, who knows, maybe even 500. I think he's going to break probably 6,000 passing yards this season. It's so hard to talk about because 5,000 is barely hit. He can easily hit 6,000. That's how good Patrick Mahomes is. Watson, I have him throwing for 350 because it's going to be all-out war. The only way the Texans win here is if Carlos Hyde and Duke Johnson could be scat backs out of the back and rush, as well as Watson get out of the pocket and get 60 yards on the ground. So I would love to see my Texans win. I just don't see it happening. I have it being a close game, but I'm falling short. Next one, Falcons Cardinals. I like the Cardinals. I think they're going to be a team to watch in the next couple of years. They're in one of the hardest divisions in the NFL, but I like Kyler Murray. You need some pieces around him. They're going to end up getting that. They're going to be probably a 5th or a 6th pick in the NFL draft this next coming year, and they're going to be able to get some decent pieces around them. Until then, they're probably going to lose a lot of games. They'll probably get 3 or 4 wins this year. This is going to be another loss against the Falcons team, who Matt Ryan looks good. Unfortunately, their defense just keeps giving it up for them. They have a really bad defense. I have Julio Jones, who has not had that good of a year so far, going off for 175. And Murray, I have him throwing for 3 interceptions. He's been throwing for a lot of yards, but he does have a good amount of picks on his resume. And I have him continuing that until he gets some really good targets besides Larry Fitzgerald and Christian Kirk, who is on and off again. I have him throwing a lot more interceptions until he learns. Next one. This was a tough one to choose. Like I said, 49ers have looked really good. I went against them a couple of times. I haven't trusted them. I still don't trust them here just because I don't see the Rams losing back-to-back weeks. But I'm starting to get on board with the 49ers. They look good. According to stats, they're a top 3 team in almost everything. I just don't see them beating the Rams here. I have it being a close game, 27-23. I have Breida rushing for 100 yards. I have Cooper Kupp, the reception machine, getting 12 receptions. Like I said, if it's not going to be Christian McCaffrey, it's going to be Cooper Kupp. Or if Mahomes does end up throwing for 6,000 yards, obviously it will go to the quarterback. But it's going to be an interesting MVP race this year. Next one, as bad as the Broncos are, I haven't beaten the Titans. Titans are so on and off again. I don't know if Vrabel's going to be on the hot seat, but I can see it. The Titans are a much better team than they have been playing as, and the Broncos are really bad. Joe Flacco is a temporary stopgate until they can get a better quarterback. Drew Lock, will find out if they end up putting him in, if he's any good. I don't think he is, to be honest, but close game, 20-17. Broncos barely winning. Corey Davis going for 60 yards. Cortland Sutton, I have him going for 100. Next one, Cowboys Jets. If Sam Darnold, if he had been playing the entire year, I'd probably have the Jets winning. This is going to be his first game back since the mono. He's expected to start. I have him throwing for 300 yards. Amari Cooper going for 125. I have a 3-point game. Like I said, I don't trust the Cowboys this year. There's so much hype around them. And then we see whenever they verse a good team, they lose. They just look bad. And it's going to be no different here. They're going to end up winning, but they're going to look bad doing it. Dak Prescott is not worth the $30 to $40 million that he's asking for. And I think Cowboys got off by him not signing. Next one, Steelers-Chargers. I would have the Steelers winning this game if it was not for that atrocious hit. As I said earlier, and as many of you probably watched, Mason Rudolph got slammed, ended up getting knocked unconscious, and then they let him walk off the field because the stretcher didn't work. Not the right move, NFL. Hope you guys get that together. Anyways, because of that, I have the Chargers winning 24-22. I have Connor going for 80 yards, and I have Melvin Gordon on his second game back going for 100. Next one, Packers-Lions. Although the Lions look really good, I have them winning a wild card I don't trust him here. I think Aaron Rodgers is finally going to have one of those games where he's like, yes, I am the best quarterback in the NFL, because he has not been looking that good this year. I have him throwing for 450. And I have Kerryon Johnson going for 75 yards. I would have him going for more, but I have a feeling it's going to be such a blowout that he's not going to get as many carries as what he needs. He's probably only going to get 10 to 15 instead of 20 to 25 like he's been getting. And that is it for this week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We are at 95 subscribers in 3.5 weeks. I cannot say how truly grateful I am. That is much more than what I ever thought I would get at this point. I was hoping for 100 by the end of the year. Looks like I'm going to hit it within the next week or so. I'm definitely going to hit it by the end of October. So the easiest way to continue growing this channel is to like, comment, and subscribe. And share the videos. That is the easiest way to continue to make sure that this channel keeps growing. I will have 100 subscriber giveaway. We are 5 away from that. Once we hit 100 subscribers, for all you football fans, I'm going to be doing a Daniel Jones rookie card giveaway. Now for you baseball fans, I'm going to do an Acuna Jr. rookie snowflake giveaway. So I'm going to be doing 2 giveaways, one for my baseball fans, one for my football fans. I'll go over the rules once I hit the 100 subscribers. But thank you for watching. I truly appreciate it, you guys. Please like, comment, and when the comments, tell me if you think I'm doing well. Like I said, I think I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing better than a lot of the analysts are. And I would love to see what you guys think. But thank you for watching, you guys. Have a great day.